last surviving U.S. slave shipwreck on Alabama coast. The remaining parts of the final U.S. slave ship, which was wrecked by a hurricane off the coast of Alabama more than 150 years ago, have been unearthed by researchers researching the debris, which has been buried in mud since it sank in 1860. Maritime archaeologist James Delgado of Search Inc. in Florida says that the lower deck of the two-masted Clotilda, where the seized Africans and stocks were stored, is still completely intact despite being submerged for decades in a river area that hasn't been dredged. Decades after the ship sank, a bulkhead was added to create a slave cage where individuals were imprisoned as cargo for weeks, raising issues about whether food and drink containers, chains, and even human DNA may be found in the hull, Delgado said. Delgado believes the finding elevates the Clotilda's research worth and distinguishes the ship's wreckage from all others. This was validated in a report submitted to the Associated Press, which resulted in the National Register of Historic Places designation for the site. According to sixth-generation Charlie Lewis hostage Joycelyn Davis, a vice president of the Clotilda Descendants Association, the tale of what occurred more than 160 years ago should be recounted via the individuals who were engaged rather than a drowned ship. African slaves were last known to be transported to the American South on the Clotilda. People were bought and sold on a boat that was nearly 90 feet long when it left Mobile, Alabama, in 1808, long after Congress banned the practice. A rich businessman whose heirs are still prominent in Mobile had paid for the ship's transoceanic trip. Once in Alabama, the captain of the Clotilda disembarked his human cargo and set fire to the ship, hoping to destroy any record of their expedition. However, the majority of the ship stayed submerged in the river, untouched by the blaze. Clotilda's debris has been visible on nautical maps since the 1950s, but was officially recognized in 2019 as belonging to the ship, Delgado added. It's possible that more work scheduled for the site in early 2022 may reveal what's hidden within the hull, according to Delgado. Some have speculated that the ship may be exhumed and placed on display, but additional research is required to confirm this. A few miles north of Mobile, in the wake of the South's defeat in the Civil War, enslaved Africans carried to the United States aboard the Clotilda.